Today we are going to practice a really important skill, and that is the ability to figure out the main idea of an article, a story, a movie, and also be able to pick out some details that support that main idea. Okay, so first of all, what do I mean when I say main idea? Well, the main idea is really just what it's mostly about, right? What is this mostly about? What is this book mostly about? This movie, this video, this article, this TV show? What's it mostly about? In a sentence or less, what is this mostly about? Okay, but it's not enough to just figure out the main idea. We also need to prove or provide evidence that that's the main idea by also finding some supporting details. And those are evidence that supports and connects to the main idea. A good way to think of this is like a stool. Okay, and the seat part of that stool is the main idea. That's the main part of the stool, the most important part. It's what it's mostly about. But that stool is really useless unless you've got some legs holding it up, right? If there's no legs holding that stool up, you're going to be sitting on the ground. If there's only one leg holding that stool up, you're going to fall right on your face. Two legs, it's okay, you're going to be wobbling. Three legs is ideal, right? So we want to try to find three supporting details if possible, because that's going to provide the most support for this main idea. All right. So how do we find the main idea? Well, here's a couple hints. First of all, if you read the paragraph or the article and you have no idea what the main idea is, the first thing you should probably do is read it again. Okay? As you're reading, make sure you're constantly asking yourself, what is this really about? What is this mostly about, right? There's going to be lots of little details that are kind of not connected, but what is it mostly about? All right. And then finally, but I think this is the most important hint I can give you, and it's to read the headings, read the title, read the first sentence. Oftentimes, that will tell you exactly what the main idea is. Okay. So let's practice one together. Let's do one together. So here's something we've already read. I read it out loud to you guys on Monday, and it's called Radiation All Around. So, right off the bat, this heading tells me a little bit about what that main idea might be. So, already I'm kind of thinking, well, radiation all around. I guess this is going to be about mostly about how radiation is kind of like all around us, right? Okay, but before I write that down, let's read to make sure. Ah, summertime. Swimming has made you chilly. So you let the sunlight warm you from head to toe. The sun is extremely distant, yet your skin tingles with heat energy. What's the secret? The warmth you feel is due to radiation. So all of a sudden, already I'm thinking, all right, radiation all around. And they were just talking about the sun and how the sun warms your skin because of radiation. So radiation really is kind of like all around us, including coming all the way from the sun. Let's keep going. Well, I'm going to read the caption first. It says solar radiation creates heat energy, which warms you up, but solar radiation can also harm your skin. Radiation is the movement of energy from one place to another. Solar radiation is light energy from the sun, which converts to heat energy when it hits your skin, making you feel warm and tingly. But you don't have to travel into space to find other sources of radiation, because everything on Earth gives off some radiant energy. In fact, some of these sources radiate enough energy to power entire cities. Okay, so what was this page mostly about? Well, the heading was radiation all around. They talked about how the warmth that we feel from the sun is due to radiation. They talked about how everything on Earth gives off radiation. So I guess we could say the main idea is that radiation is all around us. So am I done? Is that it? I gave you the main idea. Do you believe me? No? I've got to prove it. Okay. Well, I guess I could go in here and find some details that will hold up this stool, right? These three details need to hold up the stool. So what details are in there? Radiation's all around us. What details can I use to prove it? Well, I guess the first detail is the fact that the sun, the warmth you feel is due to radiation, right? The warmth of the sun. So if radiation is all around us, Then one supporting detail would be that the sun's warmth is radiation. Okay, so that's detail number one, right? Main idea, radiation's all around us. Well, warmth from the sun is radiation. That's around us. How about another detail? What else did they say? Let's see. Radiation is the movement of energy. Solar radiation is light. We already kind of talked about that. But you don't have to travel into space to find other sources of radiation because everything on Earth gives off some radiant energy. Well, if radiation's all around us, that's my main idea. Well, wouldn't a detail be that everything on Earth gives off some radiation? Okay, so main idea, radiation's all around us. Well, I can prove that because the sun, which is around us, gives off radiation. Also, everything on Earth gives off some radiation. Now, my stool is okay, it'll stand, but it's a little wobbly. I wonder if I can find one more detail. So let's see. I remember reading something about nuclear energy or some kind of energy from radiation, right? So let's see. In fact, some of these sources radiate enough energy to power entire cities. Well, I guess if you're a city, there's some more radiation that's around you, right? Okay, so read the article. I even went back and read a couple parts again, and I decided that the main idea is that radiation's all around us, and you wanted me to prove it, so I found some details in the text. The warmth from the sun is because of radiation. Everything on Earth gives off some radiation. Some sources radiate enough energy to power entire cities. Now, you'll notice that I didn't copy this exactly from the text, but mostly, right? I definitely used like exact details from the text, but it is okay to put it into your own words as long as you're still saying the same thing and not just saying whatever you want, right? Those details have to come from the text. I can't just make it up. Okay, so now you guys are going to do some practice on your own.